भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I welcome all the devotees for today's Gita Pravaha session. We began the ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita recently. In the first part of the ninth chapter, we saw Krishna speaking about his own energies. And he also spoke about people who misunderstand him, people who don't understand his divine position. Then finally, he spoke about Mahatmas, those who take shelter of Devi Prakriti, and bhajanti ananya manaso, those who serve him and worship him without any distractions or deviations in the mind. They also chant the holy names of Krishna, satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dridhavrataha. Thus, Krishna spoke about people who don't worship him and who also worship him. Then, Krishna spoke about three types of worshippers. Vekatvena, Prathakvena, Bhudha Vishwatomukham. Those who worship the Lord in oneness. This is called Ahangaropasana, where they consider themselves one with the Lord. And second category of people are Pratikopasana. They worship the Lord in diversity. They worship so many gods, so many devatas. And they have material desires. With those material desires, they worship the Lord. The third category is Vishwatomukham. They see the Lord everywhere in this entire universe. So Krishna spoke about different types of worshippers. And as Krishna said, not only in this chapter, in other chapters also repeatedly, those who worship him with pure bhakti are the best. Now, we are discussing the last section of the ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna very directly glorifies the process of bhakti yoga. He explains how simple bhakti is, how accessible bhakti is, how easy it is to perform bhakti. So Krishna speaks in a uh, very encouraging tone. It's not necessary that someone has to become very scholarly or wealthy to worship Krishna. Bhakti is very simple and accessible to anyone from any background. So let's begin. 26th shloka of the ninth chapter. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakyupahritam ashnami prayatatmanah. Patram means a leaf. Pushpam means a flower. Phalam, a fruit. Toyam means little water. Yome bhaktya prayachati. If one offers any of these four items or any other items with devotion, bhaktya is important. Prayachati, if you offer with devotion, tadaham bhakti upahritam. I will definitely accept. Tadaham, Ashtami means I will accept. Ashtami literally means I will eat. Right? I will accept or eat. Bhakti upahritam, such a loving offering. The word bhaktya comes twice in this shloka. You are offering with devotion. Again, Krishna is Bhakti Bharatam. Bhaktya Prayachati Bhakti Bharatam. Both are saying that devotees are offering things to Krishna with love. Then Krishna will accept. Prayatatmanaha, because such an offering is made with pure mind. See, three times Krishna is talking about the intent. Yesterday we spoke that beautiful shloka in the ninth chapter. Ananyas chintayanto mam yejana paryupasate. Tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. If you remember, yesterday we spoke about pure motives in bhakti and regularity and consistency in bhakti. Right? Here Krishna is talking about pure motive more. Patram pushpam phalam tohi yome bhaktya prayachati. You offer things to Krishna with bhakti. Tadaham bhaktipahritam. Upaharita means upahar. Upahar means gifting. When you offer a gift to someone, will you expect something in return? And if you're really expecting something in return for your gift, can your gift be called gift? It cannot be called gift if you have some selfish motives. So upaharitam, giving an upahar, giving a gift to Krishna basically means you are not expecting anything in return, nothing material in return to be more specific, right? Tadaham bhakti pahritam ashnami prayatatmanah. So Krishna three times said, Bhaktya prayachati, bhakti pahritam prayatatmanah. The offering is made with a pure mind, it's a loving offering, it's a gift, and it's done with devotion. Then Krishna will accept it. But when that pure motive is not there, when that sincere intention is not there, when we have selfish expectations, then Krishna also will have his reservations to reveal himself. As sometime back Krishna said that Naham Prakashah Sarvasya Yoga Maya Samavritah. I am not obliged to reveal myself to someone who approaches me with ill motives, material motives. Naham prakashah sarvasya. I am not obliged to reveal myself to somebody who does not have devotion for me, who challenges me, who approaches me with material motives. But approaching Krishna with some motive or the other is always good than completely rejecting Krishna. That Krishna established in the seventh chapter, anyways. Artho jignasur artharthi gnani cha bharatarshava. An artha bhakta approaches Krishna to relieve himself from that arti. Means someone who is distressed can approach Krishna to relieve oneself from the distress. Someone who is in need of money, wealth, they may approach Krishna to get some wealth. I mean, that is not the best one, best type of bhakti, but that is also bhakti. At least for some reason or the other, they are approaching Krishna. But Krishna is presenting a much higher standard here. He says, you approach me with bhakti, and I'm not expecting anything from you. So when Krishna says that you don't expect anything from me, Krishna also is not expecting anything from you. He's only expecting some pure intention, pure love. You connect me with love, and I will love you. you you love me, and I will love you. There is no other material exchange required. That's what Krishna says. Even if your offering is as simple as a leaf or a flower or a fruit or water, I will accept it. So you don't need to be a multimillionaire to worship Krishna or please Krishna. You don't need to have so much of wealth or education or scholarship to please Krishna. For example, Advaita Charya offered some Ganga water and Tulsi leaf. He offered Patram and Pushpam. Sorry, Patram and Toyam to Krishna. And the Lord appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to fulfill the desire of Advaita Charya. And we have a Sudama, a florist in Mathura city. He offered some flowers and flower garlands to Krishna, and Krishna is very pleased with him. Similarly, we have many other devotees like this fruit vendor offered fruits to Krishna. Then Shabari offered some berries to Lord Ramachandra. Thus, they offered phalam. We saw examples of patram, pushpam, phalam, thoyam. So, Krishna is not hungry for our fruit. Krishna is hungry for our love. Love is the only qualification to serve Krishna. Love is the only prerequisite to please Krishna. Bhaktya tutosha bhagavan gajayuthapaya. Bhaktya tushyati kevalam na chagudaihi bhakti priyo madhava. Madhava is bhakti priya. The Lord is very dear to those who love him dearly. So the Lord does not want any material offering from us. And when you are offering something with love, that shows our voluntary spirit. But when we are offering with expectation of result, that shows that we are obliged to do something. Oh, unless I please him or impress him with this offering, he will not reciprocate with me. So there's some kind of obligation there. So in a relationship, when there's a voluntary spirit to serve each other, that relationship is very sweet. But when there is an obligation, when there is a compulsion, when there is an undue material expectation, that relationship is not sweet, right? So there should be voluntary spirit, and bhakti encourages that voluntary spirit. So what matters to Krishna is not the thing that you offer, but the thought with which you offer. So thought is more important than the thing. Even a poor person can please Krishna. Like Sudama, he had no expectations from Krishna. He just offered some flat rice, that too, which he has begged from somebody. But Krishna is extremely pleased with such an offering. So that is the nature of Krishna. For example, there is a poor Brahmana, Bahulashva, sorry, Srutadeva. And there is a great king, Bahulashva. In the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami narrates this story. Once Krishna visited Mithila city, there he saw two devotees, a poor Brahmana named Srutadeva and a wealthy king named Bahulashva. He had so much of wealth and he has nothing in his home. He doesn't even have proper mat to offer Krishna. When Krishna came along with some sages to his home, he borrowed some mats from neighboring people and then offered to Krishna to sit on. But Bahulashva, he has so much of wealth, he was giving so many royal thrones for Krishna and his associates to sit. But Krishna is equally pleased with both of these devotees. Both of these devotees equally pleased Krishna because they have sincere intention. They did not have any material motive. So it's the motive, it's the purity of our intent that matters more than the magnitude of our offering. So Krishna is impressed with the attitude behind our offering than the magnitude of our offering. So whether it is Hanuman or squirrel, Krishna is equally pleased. That's the intent of this beautiful shloka. Very popular shloka. Similarly, Sridhar Kulavecha pleased Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by offering some little banana leaves and bananas. And Kubja pleased Krishna by offering little sandalwood pulp. And yeah, I think this story, I narrated it many times. Anyways, let me narrate once again, briefly. Once a guru is speaking this shloka, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati, to his students. And one of the students said that, my dear teacher, you are saying that when we offer something with love to Krishna, he will accept it. But every day you are offering bhoga, you are offering so many food items to the Lord, but he's not eating anything. The plate is not getting empty. You're keeping the food in the altar, chanting some mantras, ringing some bell, following all the procedures, but the food is as it is. If you offer 10 laddus to Krishna, all 10 laddus are coming out of the altar. He's not even eating one also. Then the Guru said, you memorize this shloka and come back tomorrow. I'll answer your question. And the boys went, memorized the shloka nicely. They came back. And the Guru asked the kids, tell me the shloka. The child who asked that question, challenging question, he said, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhakti Pahritam Ashnami Prayatatmanaha. So he spoke it very confidently. Then the Guru asked him, where did you learn this shloka from? The boy said, from this book. I read the book. I read the shloka by seeing the book. And I closed the book. I read the shloka without seeing. I recited it multiple times. And the shloka entered my memory. I can speak it without seeing it. Then the Guru asked, the shloka has entered your memory? The boy said, yes. Does that mean that the shloka has disappeared from the book? The boy said, no. Then the Guru said, if the shloka can be there in your memory also and in the book also, why can't the bhoga that you are offering to Krishna be there in Krishna's belly also and in this plate also? Just like the shloka in the book has entered into your memory in a subtle way, the bhoga that you are offering Krishna has entered into Krishna's belly in a spiritual way, in a subtle way, invisible to your eyes. And you are assuming that he has not eaten it, but he ate it. He accepted your love. You have some faith in it. So, and the boy understood us. So, Krishna doesn't have to eat with his hands and with his mouth. So, he eats in a spiritual way, and we should have faith in it. So, like that, there are so many stories of devotees who offered many things to Krishna with love, and they got that reciprocation. But what if we don't have that love? So much love. Whatever Krishna wants, we cannot offer. Then Krishna says, whatever you are doing, you offer it to me. Yat karoshi yadashnasi yajjuhoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam yat karoshi. Whatever you do, yadashnasi means whatever you eat, Yajjuhoshi dadasiyat, whatever you give away in charity, tat kurushva madarpanam. You do all of that as an offering to me, Krishna says. Means Krishna likes halwa. You can prepare halwa and offer it to Krishna. That is bhakti on a higher plane. But you don't have that information that Krishna likes halwa, or you don't have the ability to make that halwa for Krishna. You have made a laddu for yourself. Offer that to Krishna. Means whatever you have, whatever you acquired for yourself, you offer that to Krishna. That's at one basic level. But higher level is you understand what Krishna expects from you, and then you offer it to Krishna. So one thing is whatever we naturally do in our lives, we can make that as an offering to Krishna. Second thing is a higher level is whatever Krishna expects, we will choose to do only those things. Right? There's a difference in the levels of this kind of devotion. So now Krishna says about the result of doing so in the next shloka. शुभाशुभफलैरेवं मोक्षसे कर्मबन्धनैः संन्यासयोगयुक्तात्मा विमुक्तो माम् उपैष्यसि. Result of offering everything to Krishna is Shubha Ashubha Falayarevam. Shubha means auspicious result. Ashubha means inauspicious result. Phala means result. Shubha Shubha means good and bad results. Moksha se karma bandhanaihi. Whether it is a good result or a bad result, if it is on a material plane, that will only bind us to this material world. But if we offer everything to Krishna, no more bondage. Good result or bad result, we'll be unaffected by it. We discussed before Papa karma, Punya karma, Bhakti karma. Pious activity, impious activity, spiritual activity. Pious activity will give you good results. Impious activity will give bad results. But this good and bad are on a material plane only. But spiritual activity will give us spiritual results beyond this material stuff. So Krishna says to transcend the effects of pious and impious activities, to transcend this karma, punya karma or papa karma, you should do bhakti karma. And bhakti karma means to offer everything to Krishna. Vimukto mam upaishyasi. We will be relieved from all this material entanglement. We'll attain Krishna. Sannyasa yoga yuktatma. So now in the next shloka, Krishna says that samoham sarva bhuteshu न मे द्वेष्योऽस्ति न प्रियः ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. Very beautiful shloka, very important shloka in the Bhagavad Gita. Many times people feel that God is partial. If he is not partial, everybody should have similar beauty, similar wealth, similar privileges in life, same kind of education, same kind of influence, same kind of physical power, mental power, all this. So people feel that the inequality in this world or the differences or variegatedness amongst people in this world is because of Krishna's partiality. Krishna favored wealthy people, he is not favoring poor people. Krishna favored educated people, Krishna is not favoring illiterates. Krishna favored beautiful people, Krishna is not favoring people who are not that fair or that attractive. So people attribute the differences in this world to Krishna's partiality, to God's partiality, right? God has created me like this. But Krishna says here clearly, Samoham sarva bhuteshu, I am equal to all. I'm equal to all living entities. Na me dveshyosti. I don't hate anyone. Na priyaha. I don't favor anyone. I'm not partial towards anyone. I'm not hating anyone. But ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya. If one worships me with devotion, ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya. It's like referring to 26 sloka, where Krishna said, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Krishna is equal to all. But if somebody has some bhakti, extra quality, Vayite teshu chapyaham. Krishna keeps them inside his heart and he stays in their hearts. They are in me and I am there in them. That's the way in which he deals with them. So Krishna is equal to all. Very good. But he is especially inclined towards devotees. How can we accommodate this? Krishna is saying two things in the same shloka. On one hand, he says, I am equal to everyone. On the other hand, he says, if you worship me, I have some special inclination towards you. I'm partial to you in one sense. I'm impartial, but I'm partial also. But the message here is that Krishna is equal to everyone as Paramatma. So whether you are a sinful person or a pious person, whether somebody is an animal or a human being or a bird or a tree, Krishna stays as Paramatma in the hearts of all living entities. Thus, he is equal to all. But as Bhagavan, the source of Paramatma, Krishna is accessible to devotees more, right? Like Krishna is more personal with his devotees, and Paramatma is neutral to all. He gives knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness to everybody. Whether you are animal or human being or Indian or American, Krishna is equal to everybody. In that sense, as Paramatma, as a neutral super soul. But as Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is more personal. He has a more customized, personalized interaction with devotees according to the way they approach him. Ye thamam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham. So he's not equal to all. Mhm. It all depends on our approach. I often give this example, not my example. It is Prabhupada's example in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So you can approach a cup of milk with any of your five senses, right? So if you approach the cup of milk only with your eyes, you will see it as a white substance. If you approach the same milk only with your hands, you will understand whether it is hot or cold. It's a liquid substance. And if you just bring ears in contact with milk, you will just understand its health benefits. And if you bring your nose in contact with milk, you will only get its fragrance. You are not bringing other senses in contact with milk, you are bringing only nose, you will only get its smell. But if when you drink the milk, you will get its complete benefit, right? So, uh, like touching the milk will not give full benefit. Seeing the milk or hearing about the milk or smelling the milk will not give us complete benefit. Only drinking the milk will give us complete benefit. Similarly, when we approach Krishna, just replace milk with Krishna. When you approach Krishna through, say, Jnana Yoga, right, Jnana path, you will see him as Brahman, right? When you approach Krishna through yoga, means Ashtanga Yoga path or Dhyana Yoga path, then you will see him as Paramatma. But if you approach Krishna through Bhakti path, then you will see him as the personality of Godhead Krishna, Bhagavan, right? Now you are approaching Krishna only. But depending on the process that you are following, Krishna will reveal himself to you according to the approach that you have taken up. So Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, these three are the different facets of the absolute truth. And Krishna will reveal a particular facet to you according to the approach that you have chosen. It's not Krishna's partiality, it's your approach. If you approach him with pure bhakti, selflessness, he will offer himself to you. But if you approach him considering him as a order supplier, he is there to fulfill my desires only. He is there to relieve me from difficulties only. Love? What is love? I don't have any relationship with him. It's only transaction. I break a coconut in front of him, he should give me good rank. I will do pradakshina, some parikrama around his temple 11 times, he should give me promotion. If that is the transactional relationship we are having with the Lord, we cannot have personal relation. Krishna is ready for a personal relation, but we are not ready for it. So Krishna's reciprocation is also like that. So Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu, he is equal to all. But depending on your approach, he will show some special inclination towards you if your approach is pure, if your approach is sincere, if your approach is genuine without any selfish expectations. So we cannot blame Krishna as partial. For example, a small bumblebee enters a lotus flower and gets absorbed in drinking honey there. And sun starts setting and the lotus petals start closing. Then the bee dies there. So when the bee died within the lotus, Mm, who is responsible for the death of the bee? Is the sun? It is because of sunset only the bee died. But does the sun hate the bee? Did the sun set only to destroy this bee? He is doing his job. He is neutral. He is he is equal to all. But the bee has to have that common sense to not stay within the lotus at the time of sunset, but just buzz off at the right time. Similarly, when we make some mistakes, we cannot blame God. Krishna gives the results of our mistakes. Some gap. We will have to have some bad reactions. That is not because of Krishna's neglect or Krishna's partiality. When someone else is doing good in their lives, it's not because of Krishna's partiality are they flourishing and be prosperous. It is because of their own good deeds. So when we do good deeds, we'll get good results. When we do bad deeds, we'll get bad results. So Krishna is impartial. But if you want Krishna to be partial towards you, then you perform bhakti. Then Krishna will show partiality towards you also. The duck that quacks more will get more grains, as we hear. Now, Krishna, Lord Ramachandra, he is merciful towards Hanuman, who is a Vanara. He is merciful towards Jambavan, who was a bear. He is merciful to Vibhishan, who is a demon. And he is merciful to even a squirrel also. So Ram is equal to all. If they have devotion, he is reciprocating with everyone, irrespective of their background. Like Ravana is a demon. Vibhishan is also a demon. But Ram gave shelter to Vibhishan. Ram made friendship with Vibhishan and Ram killed Ravana. How can you say equal to all? Basically, Krishna or Lord Ramachandra, they reciprocate according to our mood. They don't reciprocate according to our gender or our species or our background. So the Lord is equal to all. He gives equal opportunity to everyone to practice bhakti. Now, so many people have access to Bhagavad Gita. Only some people read Bhagavad Gita and get benefit of Krishna Bhakti, right? So, but Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to everyone. He did not close the ears of anyone. We have to make a choice to hear. So, Krishna is impartially partial towards everyone because he gives equal opportunity to everyone to enter the arena of his partiality. Krishna is partial towards devotees. He is neutral towards everyone. But if you want to come from this neutrality to partiality zone of Krishna, you perform bhakti. And Krishna doesn't say you cannot perform bhakti, you cannot perform bhakti. Anybody can perform bhakti and he will become partial to anyone. Of course, he's not partial, but just if you want to use that word, yes, Krishna can be impartially partial towards everyone in giving equal opportunity to everyone to come into the arena of his partiality, of his special attention. Then what if devotees do some mistakes? What will Krishna do with them? Krishna said, I have special inclination towards devotees. I'm equal to all, but devotees, I have special inclination. Okay, then if the devotees do mistakes, what will Krishna do? Krishna says in the next shloka. Api chetsu duracharo bhajate mamananya bhak sadhureva samantavyaha samyak vyavasito hi saha क्षिप्रम भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वत शांतिम निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति. Krishna says, Apiche Suduracharo. Even if my devotee does Sudurachara, extremely abominable activity, sinful activity, still, Bhajate Mam, if he worships me, Ananya Bhag, without any deviation. You can just count as a homework, you can count how many times Krishna said Ananya in Bhagavad Gita. Very beautiful. So, if one worships Krishna without any deviation, even if such a person commits a sinful activity, Durachara is sinful activity. Sudurachara means very extremely sinful activity, right? If he does it, sadhureva samantavyaha, such a person is still considered a saintly devotee. Krishna still considers such a devotee as a sadhu because he will definitely be fixed up in devotion and determination sooner or later. Let me see the next sloka also, then I'll explain. Yeah, we have Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigachati. Very soon that devotee will come back to proper consciousness. And Krishna says, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktah pranashyati. Oh Kaunteya, oh my dear Arjuna, go and declare to the whole world that my devotee will never perish. I am there as his protector. Even if my devotee makes mistakes, I will accommodate the devotee. But again, now this is little difficult to digest. Previously, Krishna said, I am equal to all, but I have special inclination towards his devotees because they are in proper consciousness, they are approaching him. But after approaching him, even if a devotee does a mistake, Krishna says, I will still accommodate him. How is it justified? Whether you are a devotee or not a devotee, if you have done a mistake, Krishna has to punish, right? Just because you are a devotee of Krishna, if Krishna shows some partiality and forgives all your mistakes, accommodates you, then that's not proper. Many people may say like that. Answer is simple. Krishna says, Apiche suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhag. If somebody without any distraction or deviation is worshipping Krishna despite doing mistakes, that worship of Krishna, that bhakti unto Krishna, sincere and determined bhakti unto Krishna, will eventually bring him out of that mistake committing propensity. Yes, he may have committed some sins while doing Krishna bhakti. Before doing Krishna bhakti, he did sins. Then he began Krishna bhakti and trying to restrain himself from committing sins. Right? That's good. But even while doing Krishna bhakti, because of the force of past habit or because of some circumstances, he must have done some mistake. Krishna will not penalize such a devotee. Oh, he is still in practice stage. He is not perfect yet. He still needs some time for purification. Let me not become very impatient in expecting purity in him overnight. I will accommodate him. That's why many practicing devotees, sadhaka bhaktas, while doing their sadhana, if they are making some mistakes, they should not feel discouraged. They should continue bhakti with determination. Don't feel discouraged. Krishna will accommodate you. He will not penalize you for your mistakes so much. However, if we deliberately commit mistakes, hoping that Krishna is there to forgive me anyways, uh, then Krishna will punish. So, when Krishna said, I will consider my devotee a sadhu even if he has done mistakes, there is a small star at the end. Conditions apply. If it is an accidental mistake, Krishna will forgive. If it is a mistake done circumstantially, accidentally, occasionally, or because of some force of past habit, he must have done some mistake, Krishna will forgive, he will not penalize. But if somebody deliberately does a mistake, he's a hypocrite. Sometimes people may consciously make a mistake, but they don't want to make that mistake, but they are making it because of some force of past habit. Now, Krishna will look at such a devotee with an empathetic glance. Oh, he's trying his best, but he's failing. Let him play, let him try, let him try. Let me not discourage him. As Prabhupada says, don't criticize a dirty person who is standing under the shower. He is dirty. There's so much dirt on his body, but he's under shower. It takes 10 minutes or 20 minutes for him to be relieved of the dirt and become clean. Similarly, when we are practicing bhakti, naturally, it may take some time for us to be purified of our shortcomings and our difficulties and our anarthas. So, Krishna will not penalize us. Krishna will not um, expect us to become pure overnight. He will give us some time. But if we take undue advantage of Krishna's mercy, if we take undue advantage of Krishna's lenience and liberty and consciously, deliberately perform so many sinful activities in a premeditated way, Krishna will penalize us. Krishna will do the necessary thing to punish us or whatever to bring us to right consciousness. So, accidental mistakes may be accommodated, but intentional mistakes are not accommodated. Circumstantial mistakes are still forgiven, but deliberate mistakes are not forgiven so easily. So Krishna will forgive also, but he will give a token reaction also. See, an honest devotee is one who may make mistakes. Even honest devotees also make mistakes, but they're incidental mistakes, and they don't justify the mistakes, and they sincerely apologize for the mistake and rectify the mistakes. But a irresponsible person or an insincere devotee, instead of admitting the mistake, they cover up the mistake. Instead of apologizing for the mistake, they defend themselves. Instead of rectifying the mistake, they justify the mistakes. Instead of committing some unintentional, accidental mistakes, they deliberately commit mistakes. They don't take responsibility for the consequences. Even if they apologize, also, it's like a formality for them. There is no repentance, there is no regret. Such people will be dealt with in a different way by Krishna. But genuine devotees, sincere devotees, who may sometimes make some mistakes, are forgiven by Krishna. Krishna will accommodate them. He will give them another chance, a second chance, third chance, fourth chance, tenth chance to rectify themselves. So Krishna sees sincerity. But Krishna doesn't like hypocrisy. Krishna is Patita Pavan, not Kapata Pavan. Patit is fallen person. Patit Pavan is one who helps a fallen person. But Kapata is a cheating person. He cheats. He deliberately tries to cheat others. So Krishna will deal with him in a different way. So next. Kaunteya pratijani hiname bhaktaha pranashyati. So basically Krishna is affectionate towards all his children, especially his devotees. Krishna's affection for his devotees is his very nature, is his intrinsic nature. And that nature doesn't change. His affection doesn't decrease even when devotees commit mistakes. Just like definitely parents may not approve the mistakes done by kids, but that does not mean parents disown the kids. Parents love the children even if they are mischievous, even if they don't show discipline, even if they do a lot of naughty activities. Still, parents are accommodative. Similarly, even if a person commits sinful activities, Krishna's affection is intact, right? But if they do deliberate mistakes, Krishna may have to pull their ears and do the needful. So he may punish if necessary, but he never withdraws his loving shelter. He never fails to give them another opportunity to rectify their mistake. That's why Krishna said, Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim negacchati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktaha pranashyati. My devotee will never perish. Oh, Arjuna, you go and declare it boldly. Why Krishna tells Arjuna to go and declare? Because Krishna loves his devotees so much. When his pure devotee Arjuna declares this fact to everyone, Krishna feels that, oh, I must make my devotees' words true. My dear devotee Arjuna said that devotees never perish, so I must uh, make his words true. So Krishna gives so much of importance to the words of his devotees. He's very personal with his devotees. He values his devotees. He makes them feel valued. That's how Krishna is accommodative towards devotees. Now, even people who come from very sinful backgrounds or poor backgrounds, they can also become devotees of Krishna. Mam hi parthavavyapashritya yepi syuh papayonayah striyo vaishyasthatha sudraha tepi yanti param gatim. If one takes shelter of Krishna, Krishna doesn't see their background. They may be Stri, Vaishya, Sudra, Indian, American, men, women, children, old people, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Grahasthas, Brahmacharis, Sannyasis. He doesn't see any such considerations. Whoever it is, whatever may be their background, Krishna is accommodating them. He will give them higher destinations. He will allow them to advance in bhakti if they have that spiritual inclination. So, if it is so with people who are from sinful backgrounds also, what to speak of more qualified people? Kim punar brahmana punya bhakta rajarshayasthatha anityamasukham lokam imam prapya bhajasvamam. If I am so accommodative towards sinful people also, if even those who are from sinful backgrounds take shelter of Krishna, Krishna is accommodative and merciful upon them. What to speak of people who are coming from pure backgrounds? Kim punar brahmana punya? Say somebody has a very pious background. Somebody has a Brahminical background, not by birth, by the way. Here, Brahmana means one who has Brahminical qualities like truthfulness, honesty, knowledge, etc. Bhakta Rajarshayas. What to speak of Rajarshis, saintly kings? He's a Raja, but he's as good as a Rishi. Such a person is called saintly king. So Brahmanas, pious people, saintly people, right? They are given more mercy to Krishna naturally because of their purity. And those who are coming from Papa Yoni, even they are also given mercy if they take shelter of Krishna. It's just a matter of time. Somebody comes from pure background, someone comes from sinful background. But if somehow or the other, if they come to Krishna, Krishna will take care of them. An elephant named Gajendra came to Krishna, Krishna purified him. An ambitious prince named Dhruva came, Krishna purified him. And a lusty woman like Kubja Surpanaka came, Krishna blessed her. And a poor beggar Brahmana like Sudama came, Krishna showed him mercy. And a pure lover like Rukmini Devi came, Krishna blessed her also. So when you have sincerity in connecting with Krishna, irrespective of your background, Krishna will accommodate you and bless you. That's what Krishna says. Therefore, we need to worship Krishna. Finally, Krishna says, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam atmanam matparayanaha. Manmana, always think of me. Bhava madbhakto, become my devotee. Madhyaji, worship me. Mam namaskuru, offer dandavats to me. Only four things. Very easy. Mameva ishyasi yuktvaivam, you will definitely come to me because you are yuktvaivam, you are absorbed in me, you will definitely come to me. Atmanam matparayanaha, you are matparayana, you are performing sincere devotion unto me, therefore you will definitely come to me. Now, these four instructions that Krishna has given here, manmana, bhav bhakto, madhyaji, they all four of them uh, include serving Krishna with our gross and subtle senses. Now, man mana, when you say man mana, you are thinking of Krishna. That is bhakti with the subtle body, because mind is a part of subtle body. We discussed it before. Man, buddhi, ahankar. These three are a part of Krishna, of our subtle bodies. So when you say man mana, thinking of Krishna, you are worshipping Krishna with your subtle body. Then Madhyaji, Mam Namaskuru, you are worshipping him, you are offering obeisances to him. So that is like bhakti with external senses. This is Manmana Bhavat Bhakto is approaching Krishna with internal senses. Thus, internally and externally, if you are dedicated to Krishna, the result is you will attain Krishna. There are four ways of connecting with Krishna. Of all these four ways, Manmana means always thinking of Krishna. Somebody may do Madhyaji, they may worship Krishna. But they may not think of Krishna. Did you ever perform an arti of Krishna, doing arti, thinking of something else? Did you ever take darshan of Krishna, thinking of something else? Did you ever hear about Krishna, thinking of something else? Did you ever chant Krishna's names while thinking of something else? I think this many of us have that full experience. We're chanting Krishna, 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 but we are thinking of something else, right? So that's why Krishna said, it's not just Madhyaji, not just worshipping him. So far he said, Bhajante mam, you worship me. Upasate, you worship me. But that worship has to be done in Krishna consciousness while thinking of Krishna. Therefore, Manmana becomes important. And Mam Namaskuru, people may offer dandavats. That could become a mere physical exercise sometimes when the heart is not with Krishna. Therefore, Krishna said everything. Not only with your external senses, but your internal senses also must be engaged in my service. Manmana. Now we understand that Bhavamadbhak Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru is serving Krishna with external senses that must be done with internal mood, thinking of Krishna. But what is this Bhavamadbhakta doing? Bhavamadbhakta means becoming a devotee of Krishna. Now, if you're always thinking of Krishna, are you not a devotee of Krishna? Why Krishna has to add the word Bhavamadbhakto after Manmana? Manmana means to always think of Krishna. If you're always thinking of Krishna, are you not a bhakta of Krishna? Not necessarily. Kamsa always thought about Krishna, but he's a demon. He wanted to kill Krishna. Kamsa was always thinking of Krishna with fear that Krishna might kill him. Shishupal was always thinking of Krishna with envy. Hiranyakashipu was always thinking of Krishna with hatred. Thus, there are so many demons who always thought about Krishna with negative emotions like hatred, anger, envy. But Krishna says, Bhava mad bhakto, manmana. You always think of me with a loving emotion, with a devotional emotion, with a positive emotion. Therefore, Bhava mad bhakto is an important word. You think of me as a devotee, not as a demon. You think of me like Yudhishthir Maharaj, not like Duryodhana. You think of me like Prahlad Maharaj, not like Hiranyakashipu. You think of me like Devaki Vasudev, not Kamsa. So we need to follow the footsteps of devotees, Bhava Mad Bhakta. There's four things. Always think of Krishna, become his devotee, offer obeisances, offer worship, we will reach Krishna. That is Krishna's promise. And this one shloka, Krishna repeats at the end of Bhagavad Gita also. Prabhupada says, this verse is a concise statement of Krishna consciousness. It establishes the supreme position of bhakti. It also establishes the simplicity of bhakti. Small things even kids can do. Thinking of Krishna, offering obeisances, worshipping Krishna, even little children also can do. Bhakti purifies all persons, whoever comes in contact with bhakti. Doesn't discriminate whether somebody is qualified or not. So these are some thoughts based on the last section of the ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Tomorrow we'll begin the 10th chapter of Gita. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.